That's their method to punish. One player's low on the same bomb site, so they're targeting it.
One flasher is the main man overhead. They don't have too many flashes either. The first one will catch after the blind. GXX waiting to peek out. One comes in with the first. Regon's also there, preventing the crossover, and already it's mincemeat, and they're eating it right up. A couple of missed shots gives Neofrag a chance to recover, though. Back to a 3-on-3, and B-Stick to quickly make the scores a little bit more lopsided. And with 15 seconds left, they'll get the bomb down. Scenari does have a kit, but between him and Synopsy, there are no pieces of utility, so this has to be dry peaks.
Immediately dealt with. Forzy just having that glance. Kit retrieved here for Synopsy. Does have the armor to back it up, but Forzy's just clean with it. Those double entries from Neofrag make all of the difference. It didn't look like they were going to find anything from it. Situated over on this A bomb side, and that's where Sinners are grouped up. They're setting up for flashes out of the apartments.
GXX good for the one coming in behind, but Scenari's the one doing real damage with the 5-7. Comes up and finds a third as well. Suddenly, they've just been overwhelmed. Sinners trying to speed things up. Goes to fall. GXX playing further back. Watching for the Archer's push. A double peek into him. Good damage, but it's not enough. One flash through in the meanwhile. Now, quick shot to Neofrag's head. Doesn't really have to focus on the players coming in from Archers yet, but he does so anyway. Beautifully held.
For either team, if either of them has these sort of mental rounds where you're having to really think about how you let one slip or how you bounce back, you have to make ridiculous runs right back. You could very well see 2-0s for either team. There's like a lot hinges on a map that's been a staple in the map pool for far too long.
Oh, the smoke goes out at 27. That's not going to be going by until 10 seconds are left. You have to just rely on flashing through it at this point. And Scenari could just destroy them anyway, trying to spam through the smoke. One flash through yet to be detected. Flashbang catches him out, and a single point of damage is going to end up revealing him, but they haven't realized it. One flash through just gets 2 for free. In the chaos of the calls, they don't understand that. For any Archers contention that might end up coming in, but remember the bomb all the way back in T-spawn. They really need to make up their minds soon on Cinna, because you've only got enough utility for one hit wherever you're going. And
they've got to go the long way around because of the deep utility thrown by GXX. Also going on that angle with the AWP. Great pick for Zedko to find, though.
And GXX is actually starting to push through a little bit of flashbang to push him right back and make sure that they're double thinking about where this could be a hit onto. But that smoke is just going to end up causing Synopsy to hard commit. He's got a flashbang, but now he's been revealed. A flash quite up over, and this is where the hit comes in. But Synopsy peek out from himself, and Zedko is gone. Synopsy now just needs to hold on for dear life, but dear life has left him. Regon now trying to keep a control over the site. That control is lost as well. Now GXX, the one onto the clutch that we talked about. Potential definitely there, but a lot harder when the bomb's not yours and you're just looking at the fuse. First shot missed. Forzy keeps his eye trained and his aim definitely going to be used to extinguish the Molotov. I only have, well, no, not anymore. So they do reposition as well. Off of it, but the Molotov not coming their way at all. Synopsy, he's just delivering them a meal, and he's the one being eaten right up. Scenari trying to re-navigate out, and a flashbang's going to give him some support from a teammate. It's not enough, though. B-Stick can solo handle both players coming his way, get the bomb down, and now deal with the push from Banana. He's not ready for it, though, and Regon finishes him off, brings the round back in their favor.
Very quick flank there from Regon a couple of times. He might just end up holding it.
Much faster up the Archers this time. They're just trying to pop into it. And with Synopsy pushing through, Forzy was fully prepared for it. Recon in the meanwhile can punish one peek out, but flashes are inevitable. They've got so much control, and they've moved everyone away from the B bomb site.
Somewhere, but doesn't recover anything, so has to try and keep a handle on if things dry. These smokes going to obscure his vision. The spam not lined up from Scenari. In fact, there's a flash from his teammate, but he gets nothing for his troubles.
One flash through boosted up, good damage, but he can't decide between opponents. Neofrag's been given the space to come in and take him down. One only good for the first, and Regon's gonna have to be the one to go for first contact. GXX, not an easy position to play from when everyone's already nestled into the back of the bomb site. Neofrag gets one for free in the meanwhile, but GXX gets the same. Problem is, these two players, they're not gonna be showing themselves anytime soon, and one's coming from the back. It's B-Stick to seal the round out. I mean, you don't have an option to try and defend B right now. You do just try and gamble. If you save in the next round, it's not the biggest of deals. Money's low anyway. But with Synopsy going down, do they realize he's the B-sided player as well as Sceneri? Well, One Flatru's also gone by the wayside. So at this point, you might as well just be better off trying to commit, although that commitment might be thwarted. Rigon looking to get aggressive into the smoke. He's shown a tendency to push through these before as well, and he's fully cleared it out. Can he get a backstab? Yes, he can. Brings it back to a 2-on-2, and rotation timings are going to be good, but are they going to be accurate? Just to pop through it, so they're going to be relying on Ye Olde Faithful. It's the boost to come over. Forzy's got the first, but Rigon's got two. What a spray down! Beefsteak peeks out. Gets aggressive way earlier than the CTs were ready for, and GXX is about to get a chance that he doesn't make use of, though. Meanwhile, GXX is being spammed down, but Rigon's here as Mr. Bodyguard. Shock. You ain't taking out my AWP, that's an expensive weapon. Unfortunately for BNE, it's been an expensive round so far. One who's building. I think he might have thrown the barrels more himself.
Yeah, to bounce deeper than I think it usually. GXX instead.
Oh, beautiful.
So quick. Forcy was holding for that as well, but loved his lines.
Now they're split 2-2 on the Bad News Eagles, and they'll have to make up their mind very soon. A good Molotov timing. We'll be able to share off some of the time with the smoke, but the big one is the smoke down on the stairs that they're trying to play around. Use it as a bit of a one-way as well as he gets up on top of the fountains. One Flatru, wait for them to push in. GXX good for the first. One Flatru realizes there's a player nearby. Neofrag's going to be sent back home, but not by one. It's GXX who continues to be the one to perform and the one to deliver. B6 all alone. He can get one more casualty for his troubles, but at the end of it all, BNE have walked into be able to assist in that crossfire.
Take brackets, but how are they going to get the bomb towards the bomb site? One just decapitates, making their way out brackets. That's one already dealt with, and now the jig is up. The setup here from the BNE side is read into. But what does it matter that you're able to read into their setup when things are as dire as this? 3-on-5 to try and find a 5th round.
Quick shot from Forzy over there. Another one of these that we were talking about earlier. They've definitely got a chance over here, especially with the smokes already down. Synopsy goes and takes down the bomb immediately, and he's buying so much space. There's 5 seconds left, and the flashbang should be enough to get the kill on Shock as well. He's won the round all on his own, and Forzy, that kill is consolation, and it's not very good consolation at that. In their favor, BNE are going to continue on towards the A bomb side, and with the smoke down, B6 the only one who can really prevent them from crossing in from arches, and B6 overrun as well, a 1-for-1. But are they ready for Neofrag? Yes, they are. Somehow Rigon can just get every single entry wherever he goes. And Michael, this was always going to be the problem when BNE get up to 11, which is that with the explosive power that these players have, honestly, you can trip over and find 4 rounds. So he's been gently brushed by bullets. Not very gently.
It's like a quick stroke.
Oh, Sceneri, run boost forward through the smoke, and he's gonna over it. Now he knows where Beestick is. There still is that second player on the bomb site who hasn't revealed himself. Beestick's got 2 in the meanwhile. GXX is all alone suddenly. These Deagles might have gone and given them exactly what was necessary to try and bring a comeback into this game. Let's not forget, this is how BNE started off as well. GXX thrown off very quickly.
Alarms blaring just a second there. 4-on-4. They are grouped up for this A play, and they just want to jump out of the apartment. Sinner's not in a great spot on the site to deal with it, but having Zedko inside of the pit is at least enough. Forzy as well has been able to find one, moving themselves through the brackets, and they're just low here on the side of Bad News Eagles. They don't have a lot of space either. The bomb dropped Bill. I think that's at the end of the apartments.
Yeah, but smoke doesn't help with Tox's position too much, and with a quick nade into pit is going to end up revealing the player there. Still, Sinner's yet to cheat too many players over, and Rigon's going to be the first one to contest. Neofrag not wanting to hold on to this for too long, and meanwhile Zedko just spamming inside the smoke, but it's Shock and Beestick were coming alive, and BNE who are, well, going dead. And obviously still yet to find anything.
Got access to the bomb site, and so we can get this bomb planted. Zedko just staying alive in pit is such a nuisance.
They cannot retreat into appropriate post-plant position. That grenade is not going to do too much damage, but Synopsy finally able to get one. And with the smoke down, the CTs aren't really ready to push in just quite yet with GXX covering. If that nade had taken him down, yeah, that round would have been gone, but he's able to avoid most of the damage by moving behind the pillar. Now the rotation into short, and time is ticking low, so Synopsy, if he gets his first kill, that'd be huge. GXX, though, makes this a perfect crossfire, and you can no longer get in through short. The second Neofrag goes down, and Synopsy is still alive. But now comes out the go call. Zedko mollied into a corner, and he'll have to be naded down as well. Shock's there to cover, but 4Z flashed off, so he can't assist. Remember, he was very low from the Molotov earlier, so he doesn't have so much flexibility. He needs him to basically walk into him, and with the smoke down, they might be doing just that. 4Z goes down inside, though. Synopsy able to spray him. At least B-Stick to try and save Sinners.
Smoke as soon as they saw that in the bomb site, and Sinners just couldn't do anything from it. Another instance where the entries at age.
That lack of impact has seriously been coming back to haunt Sinners, and with a boost up on the GXX as well, the flash is good, but B-Stick is better. He's moved past it and gets himself 3 quick players down and out. He has consistently been the one delivering, and Zedko, as he rotates over to mini pit, will be good for one as well. Drops the bomb. He's the only player on the same bomb set, and he's delayed for long enough and gotten a kill while he's at it. Juan Flachu now in a 1v4, turn 1v3.
Don't let them win another clutch.
Neofrag being very careful, and they've yet to really ascertain his position. They're not expecting him in pit. Juan Flachu, did he not spot the player out? Yes, he did. It's called by his teammate. He swings out for the first, but B-Stick trades. 4 kills for B-Stick, 20 now in total. The seasoning of Counter-Strike, some would say. 4Z. Looking forward, Hard clears out and gets away somehow. Scenario's not there to trade in time. Flash won't matter. Only forces him off the angle, and that is temporary. He's going back in for this 4. He's trying to make up for that first half, and Regon is here to punish. No, not quite yet, and Juan Flachu. That one way doesn't work all too well against the M4A1, I suppose, especially when Shock is expecting it. Molotov in the back lines. Shock is going to be able to move past it. Zedko dropped the bomb. And the second and third, he keeps it going. I'd imagine a lot of people have said that in less kind words over the years. B-Stick as well, now over here. Definitely another one of those gosh darn players. And with the smoke now towards Banana 3, forcing them forward. Synopsy with the wide swing goes by unpunished, and Shock had a smoke in his hand, was recovering for mid. B-Stick and Neofrag both gone, but Shock is putting up a defense. Does he realize Juan is nearby? Will it matter? Juan is on 1 point of HP, and Shock is surely going to clear it. A nade would be enough.
Staring at
Hell, a breeze might be enough.
It's kind of a crossfire, though, from B&E, and they're all CT.
Synopsy needs to do so much heavy lifting over here. Just find this trap for a while. Flashbang's there. First kill gone. Synopsy all alone. The big bad wolf is coming your way, Synopsy, and as they peek out, they don't check it! They don't check it! Synopsy now has a chance, and 4Z has the off. He pulls out the USP as well, but Synopsy all alone! All hope lost! But a blunder! A blunder!
Staring at it. They're looking for this peak, and it never came. Don't spot the gun. Don't spot a glimpse of Synopsy sat in that corner, nestled in.
Early, Shock has made his way over. He's got a flashbang ready. B-Stick tries to rotate out. Shock has actually not been in a position where he can support Neofrag. So Neofrag needs to find that kill and find it fast. Unfortunately, B-Stick is gone, and Scenari's the second man peeking in. Shock's been covered by 1. Bad news, the Eagles are running into 16 unless 4Z and Zedko can do something about it. And 4Z, well, he's left Zedko all alone.
3 players low. That's the only way that this matters here for Zedko. Had a chance at it around the smoke, but this 1-on-4 might be a little too tough to handle. Kit as well has it prepared, but he's down to low HP. Rigon's trying to knife him. He was on 1 HP. He's trying to lunge at him, and instead, Zedko will still be left for dead. Bad news, Eagles will take Sinner's map pick in this series, beating them on Inferno with some big-time clutches.
And all of those issues will have AKs firing back.
Well, Juan finding the opener over to Cave. 4Z boosted up and finding both kills. The trade seemed like it should have been easy, but that's the bomb spotted as well. They swarmed this A bomb site. They're already stacked over, leaning that direction here for Sinners, and now 3 players to find still here for the Bad News Eagles.
One good for another kill over in mid before he's taken out. Synopsy's done a good job of making things competitive, but yeah, Forzy's double does look to be what has just basically sealed the deal. Forzy finishes out on 3, and remember, default very heavily. Shock has had his life changed, as in it's been ended. B-Stick might be about to be reacquainted with that exact same fate. Forzy good for 1, but actually doubles up before he's traded out. Neofrag's also managed to make his way straight back to Cheetah, but a grenade should be the end of him. Now GXX waits for Zedko to start pushing through from the B bomb side. Bomb can be planted pretty safely though.
Poacher over towards long as well. It's all about timings.
And looks like GXX has found his. He's peeked out and got the kill. How true that speculation can be.
Probably weeped a few times considering some of the losses.
Yeah.
Weapon.
That's alright.
And B bomb side being slept on. They do have a boost potentially lined up, waiting for the flash to fade. Neofrag can't spot a damn thing. Nobody actually peeking above it, not hiding into the sort of dark position. They've all escaped into cave. They are low here on Bad News Eagle, so it's not exactly healthy fights that they can allow the situation to develop, but a re-smoke long is going to make things a little bit more difficult.
Synopsis should be able to find the first one for free. Misses out the opportunity. Shock just baits him out with a quick jiggle peek. A bit of an odd way of doing it, but kill nonetheless. Zedko now making his way forward. Scenario as well now down, and it's only one Flatterer who doesn't even want to try and contest this. They don't have a kit, those Sinners. It's going to be right down to the nick of time. Zedko trying to defuse at the very end of it. Will have it sorted out, but to avoid the brunt of the utility damage, but can't find that first opener on the player spotted out. Flashbang and Neofrag peeks in. Forzy's right there with him. Makes this a favorable exchange, but the Molotov will mean he has to be forced right back. Doesn't want to give up the op, and doesn't want to give up cave control. We've seen how important that was, and Forzy will continue to maintain it.
Hell of a start. 5 rounds in, and he's already up to 10 kill.
And with 40 seconds left, BNE are trying to make their way onto the bomb site, get a bomb plant in at the very least. GXX will not even find the kill because Zedko's made his way over in time to come through and assist the offer. And staying alive, he'll give up his life for it on the trade, but Scenari on 15 HP, yeah, he might just be better off safe.
Yeah, tried to escape somehow a path to the A bomb site.
One flat shoe. While Rigon was getting up to his antics, and he's looking for more. Synopsy inside the smoke, though, can actually cheat past. Rigon's death is going to be very important, but is Shock going to be ready for Synopsy to be there?
It's a crazy time and a half, but Synopsy, I don't think he's going to be ready for Shock either.
Oh, Synopsy turns around, but Shock can still find him while the smoke is phasing. Neofrag, peek out. He's spotted out first. Neofrag won't even need to go forward, and when he does, it's because he hears Senna just pushing in. And let's not forget, Michael, after this comes Overclass, and that is Forzy's paradise. If he can make it there, B-Stick, good for him that he can find the first. B-Stick's waiting and hoping that he can't just be gunned down. And one flat shoot too good on that Tech 9. Same with Scenari, who's now gone and picked up an AK. With cave control re-established, they can rotate back to the A-bomb site, and they for his teammates to come through. They want to clear out Donut and make this a two-pronged retake.
Well, I'm playing from tree as well, a little off angle to try and play this post plan out because Scenari is going to be in a very predictable position.
Time is ticking down. Sinners, flashbang will catch out one for a while. Scenari's gone and one's all alone. He'll find the first one, but reveals his position, and Forzy's covering it off. To find anyone, and these smokes may separate, but the second they start to dissipate, it's going to be a problem. B-Stick hasn't swung out and can't swing out anymore. The bomb's been planted at the very least. B-Stick not smoked off entirely. That might even be a one-way working out for him. Spots out the first player, peeks out. It's Rigon who is gone. One Flatcher will trade, but the CTs can't make their way onto the bomb site despite having been here in force. Their forces are not going to be enough. Synopsy, first casualty, Shock. Here's the scope. GXX has been tagged down. One Flatcher has been brought down, and suddenly that bomb is open to be defused, but Forzy can't cover up from Shock moving in onto the bomb site. Scenari will find them both.
Back to back if they want any sort of convincing argument for this T side. Aggressive move from Zedko. No one else really in time over on this A bomb site trying to rotate in. Shock challenging the AWP at distance, and he can't transition to the site. So still holding a numbers advantage. It's still a little back and forth, but down to 2-on-2 somewhat instantly. These kills are happening all over the map. Synopsy does that. You're still a little concerned about maybe a donut player or a temple player as well. If you want to get aggro A, you often those pistols. Jiggle peeking back and forth, headshot angles as well, difficult to deal with. Running straight through that mid-Molotov. The initial setup here from Sinners looking pretty good. Shock, can he escape with his life? May not even matter. B6 on a kill of his own over towards B, and they're just falling like flies here on the Bad News Eagles side.
Yeah, GXX will be good for one as Shock does aggress further into it. And there's a Molotov as well, but doesn't matter. 4Z is just able to stay his course, get the first, and Scenario. That nade's going to do some decent damage, I guess, but is decent good enough? The Molotov has to retreat to his smoke. He's so damn low, 3 HP. And one flat through as he's being tagged up, as he's trying to move into the bomb site. He's found 4Z. B-Stick as well hits the deck. And now so much of it comes down to Neofrag, and he's been taken out. Shock on the sidelines, and now he'll be sidelined. All alone versus 3.
He was always going to get spammed. Shock will even fall afterwards. Juan recovered an AK off a fallen CT. Leads here for Sinners, and whether they can figure out what's coming their way. B-Stick lining them up on the fast B play. Another one of these success stories for Bad News Eagles, but they've taken so much damage. Neofrag taking the fight out in the open, full blind. 3-on-4. Bad News Eagles have a little bit of time.
Deep Molotov means a B-Stick can actually move past this one. Flashbang will not catch him out either, so a one-on-one's going to be great for him to find a second opportunity right there. Ready to pick out. B-Stick has basically given them this 9th round, unless GXX can be a hero, but a cape nowhere to be found. B-Stick, a 4K to put him on 15, and also the player with utility and a bomb fully exposed. One Flauncher is going to have such a big chance, but he doesn't realize it. Now here's the utility. Gets one, makes it two. Recovers beautifully, and now they have to move back to try and recover the bomb. Shock and Neofrag, they can't get anything from this round.
Help from Donut. Oh, flash blind. Great. Neofrag full blind and can't recuperate in time. His teammate ran through the smoke to try and save himself. Left him to the wolves.
Even a stray bullet around 40 while they're at it. And Synopsy, good for one at the very least. And looks like it might just be more. Shock is in a position where he can't back off. The grenade's flying out. B-Stick's gone down. GXX is a little bit, shaky. But he gets the job done at the end of it all. And 4Z.
Players here, so once that Molotov fades, it can re-aggress.
Well, that re-aggression still ends up working out with the CTs pretty nicely. One flat true trades back in their favor. Deagle running past the smoke, and 4Z can find him inside it. Shock as well with another one. Suddenly everything falling apart. GXX has to come through and pick up the pieces. Oh, 4Z. He should be able to get this backstab for... Whoa! I'm so glad we saw that from 4Z's perspective as well. GXX... One flash through, good flashbang, peek forward, great damage, but it's a little bit sloppy. Good for him, though, is that B-Stick will be the next casualty, courtesy of Scenario's grenade. Needs to get a quick pop out. Zedco. Move pass, and Synopsy. Playing it too passive with the so little time left. Zedco crouch peeking forward, really nicely done. Zregon and Scenario are keeping control regardless, though. Zedco... all the advantages he may have found for his team are going to be lost at this rate, especially with the flank coming in from GXX as well, and that flank won't even be put to use. Scenario.
Or rather, Sinners. I made the same mistake you did earlier on. Similar
well,
letters.
GXX might be giving over a bit of death over in Ali as well. It seems like Ali is just, the point to avoid right now, but you can't avoid it in the map. So Central and GXX is
fancy. It has become a bit more of a standard, but
yeah, but we can't stop appreciating the things in life, Michael, that make us happy, And flat true, peeks forward, another one. I know it's a 5-on-2, and theoretically you shouldn't be pushing into it, but it's one flat true, so I want him to do it.
Also, they have the numbers advantage. Again, you know that these Bad News Eagles guys love looking for information and. 3 players middle and 3 players leave. Synopsy hung around for a little bit longer. Everybody else seemed to have vacated, but didn't quite get the memo. Still trading things out, though.
They don't realize there's a player nestled in behind the boxes. Shock could actually come through really big of a one fracture if he peeks forward too aggressively. That's an AK gone and recoverable. Re-gone. Meanwhile, could be overrun. Pistols are going to be chasing him down. Zetko's got one. One fracture finds Shock regardless of his position, but it's still going to be contested as Zetko's in a one-on-one. Scenari rotating away from the A bomb site, and the bomb can be recovered. No grenades either, so can't really get an unfair fight that way. Damage. If he just chucks it out, but he doesn't want to reveal his position. That's the biggest issue. Zenko as well, not peeking forward, playing this patiently. Molotov goes into the corner. It's not going to spread, and there is barely enough time to be able to get the defuse out. Scenari can do so nicely, but in the corner comes Zetko, and that smoke isn't quite in place. Scenari doesn't have, you know, the firm 5-digit economy built up on their players, so maybe that could end up being a factor. Synopsy caught out, brought down, and GXX is another casualty of war that wages on in mid.
Right, Juan has to have an idea that it's certainly a possibility, but Zedko finds a great timing.
Okay. I always get scared when the first bullet of a wallbang connects, even if it's almost no damage. Incendiary to try and threaten that he can come in for the flank, but Neofrag is waiting and watching.
Oh, what a peek from Juan. Just dips underneath the crosshair placement. It's only one way to get an advantage. Synopsy as well, drive facing into A main. He was, I think, trying to get over to Plat in time, but 14th round being found here for Bad News Eagles, and another moment where Juan Flatshore got an incredible set of timings, an incredible smoke thrown. Should know what's coming. Flashes, smokes over the wall, and Scenari will find them spamming right through those doors. Juan standing his ground. Scenari not quite done yet. He might just fully ace this, but 4Z does come back on the trade. They've already trickled out into the bomb site here for Bad News Eagles. More than enough time bought. Big 4K for Scenari. Oh, the execution doesn't stop.
Oh. It looks like they're just ready to send them home already. When this is single elimination, there is no second life. Shock is all alone, and that's how he'll die. 16-11. The BNE team is going to be able to make the massive comeback.